Greetings. My name is AnitaYarbrough, your leading holistic healing life coach and counselor. First, as I begin, I would like you to know that I have a tell it like it is style, in which I expose dysfunctions by bringing the truth of daily problems to the forefront. This problem-solving methodology that offers a literal learning buffet of critical thinking skills. This allows the client to pick and choose a strategy that works best for their industry or given situation and guarantees a higher level of commitment to attack their goals. Your investment in me will pay off right away by making it easier for you to achieve a better home life or workplace performance results and clarify objectives of your goals, unleashing a newfound focus. Your vision, mission, and/or purpose will become clear by implementing my signature programs, leadership transformations that align purpose now more than ever. My first program is self-authentication-based leadership. This paradigm-shifting and methodology-based program is designed to share life experiences and assert your self-authenticating willpower. In this program, you will learn the importance of healing to help lead the way with the new age mindset that promotes creative holistic living for unlocking your purpose. Transform and align with your purpose in any area you choose. Approach your tasks and/or activities with courage and confidence. Feel free to accept the real you without judgment from yourself and others. Learn to accept uncontrollable circumstances. Let go of the past and activate a new you. Overcome blockages on your way towards your newfound freedom after attending this life-changing presentation. Next, my lifestyle-based leadership program. This life-building and knowledgeable-based program is designed to help you succeed in the next phase of transformational growth to enhance your development. In this session, you will learn how to tap into multi-level resources following the step-by-step processes that open your eyes to new systems, achieve greater results, and supercharge your mission, forecasting future success. You will come to understand how to self-groom your life inside and out, inspire others, become efficient, and improve functionality after this enlightening presentation. Then we have communication-based leadership. This mind-enriching session will teach you how to express and communicate your thoughts and emotions. Demonstrate many ways to communicate to your subconscious mind to gain control of your life. The strategies in this portion of the program will fine-tune your communication skills with your childlike mind by using your imagination to promote healing and confidence to better express yourself. Learn how to analyze the communication style of others, which better helps with understanding. After this presentation, you will be able to achieve a life of mastery that is limitless. And last, my community-based leadership program. This approach into the community dynamics will alter your reality to identify patterns in situations and know when to seek solutions. Actively engage in your environment or community without judgment from others and/or negative self-talk. Learn tactics to manifest and maintain a more desirable environment or community. Understanding yourself enable manifestations for your ideal environment or community, which influences and become impressionable to others. Before this presentation ends, it will empower your every move. Now, I want to thank you for taking time out and allowing me to share with you my most powerful life-changing approaches. Again, I am AnitaYarbrough, your leading holistic life coach and counselor. Greetings, kin folks, and welcome back to my world. And for those who are new, I welcome you too. So, before we get into it, why don't you just go ahead and hit the thumbs up or like button and subscribe if you're new. Also, leave a comment or some questions below in the comment section. When I say section. So that way, if you have any questions, later I can probably do a video about it. Or just tell me what you think about what you got from this video. Okay? So we're going to get right into it. Okay, so today we're going to explore the light side and the dark side of my mind, our minds. And if you see me looking down, I am referring to my notes. By now, for those who have already been reviewing or previewing my videos, you know that I do my research. So I take my notes so that way I can remember some good talking points. And for those who don't know, that's what I do. I do my research, and my research isn't just based on book knowledge. Usually a lot of the content that I bring to you is based on a week's worth of information. I'm sorry if you hear any kind of squeakiness in this chair. Okay. That's what it is. But anyway, so my research also entails experiences that I have just encountered the week before. And what I'll do is whatever I encounter that I find important, I'm always taking notes throughout the week, and I'll go back and do some research on it. And if not do the research on it, I may already have some of that information just due to years of experience, and I'll bring it to you. But I want you to know that I am not here to make you think like me. I prefer you think like you. I'm the type of individual that knows that we are all different. And in being different, if you don't know, it's good to know, to tap into your authenticity. So the reason why I am so, what's the word? I'm so passionate about you tapping into that authenticity, because throughout the years, decades, and just from past history, we know that there has been a lot of programming, a lot of testing projects set up, and also through marketing and sales, our social media, our television media, radio media, newspaper, what have you, magazines, online internet media has influenced and have been a trend in our lives in which a lot of us follow. And we compare ourselves so much that we have lost ourselves. And for those who haven't lost themselves, this is just a reminder for you. Okay, so people comparing the light side of themselves based on religious beliefs or other influences in our environment. So let's talk about it. What I mean by this, and you might have your own perspective, so that's why I encourage you to leave comments. So you may be able to touch on some points that I didn't mention. It doesn't mean that I don't know. It's just that sometimes when I have my talking points, there are a lot of information that's out there, a lot of experiences that's out there that people have endured. And trust, most of the time when I'm speaking on these type of topics, is mainly stuff that I can relate to. And it doesn't exclude anyone. I feel like it includes everyone, because the way the society is set up, it is set up for a lot of our failures. You have individuals who feel their privilege. And if you don't have those who feel their privilege, you have those with religious belief who feels like everyone should follow these rules of beliefs when everyone does not live by the same beliefs. And there are those who don't have, beliefs, a belief system based on religion. So we have to be fair. So a lot of times I don't want to say a lot of times, but when I talk about the light side of themselves based on religious belief, they go by what they feel like their higher source, whoever they worship, whatever religion dictates to you what is good, then that sometimes is processed as the standard. And sometimes we think that's the standard for everybody. Whereas you can't forget that there are governmental laws that has been set up in the form of policies and procedures that a lot of us don't realize get passed sometimes on a daily. And they might consider their governmental policies as good practices. So people also consider the light side of how they live their life, or the light side of thinking, or the right side, or the good side. So when I'm talking about religious belief, I'm talking about what people think is good for them, based on information, religious belief that was taught to them. But there's also influences in our environment that influence us and makes us think based on what someone has said, someone has put in a book, someone has did a scientific project, a philosophy project, a psychology project, and the majority in the government has stamped it official. This is what they call good ethics is all about. But we never explore the bad ethics or the dark side, because it's shut off. It's considered the devil, whereas the light side is considered God, or the good side. Whereas, according to all of your religious belief, if you or man and woman was giving will, you was giving the will, and will, the word will wasn't broken down for us to comprehend exactly what they meant by will. Well, if you take those two rules of thoughts, God is good and the devil is bad, those actually are energies or thought patterns, feelings that exist within us as frequencies and energies, that which gives us the will to decide, do I want to go with my God side of me, or the good side of me, or do I want to go with the bad side of me? And 9 times out of 10, the majority will click on the good side, not realizing that even when we speak about worshiping God, well, do we even take into consideration that not everybody's God is the same? Some people's God is the devil or the dark side of them. So how about we kind of delve a little bit more into what we consider the light side and the dark side of us, or maybe the light side and our shadow. Okay? All right, you're right. So let's understand how being in balance with our light side and shadow selves are beneficial to us. I know some of you are squinching your eyes and like, okay, she's talking evil. Or she doing the works of the devil. What's she talking about? Benefits of the dark side. Well, expand your mind a little bit. Open it up. Because we tend to lack knowledge because we don't explore it. It's okay to analyze and examine some advice and opinions of others, because sometimes it can make sense if you really reflect on it. So, some light sides, and I'm gonna give you the bad side to that light side, and how it can hinder your light just by trying to be all good. So, and I'm not going to give a lot, I'm just going to hit the surface of a lot of things. I'm not going to delve too deep. Okay? Because if you want more, if you want to expound more, then you will let me know in the comments. You will ask some questions there, or send me an email to the email that I have in my description box, or that I sometimes usually leave at the end of the video. So, some good points or light points. So, what makes you feel good? Whatever makes me feel good. And that could be in any situation, as long as I feel good. Goal-oriented. As long as my goals is getting me where I need to go, and still making me feel good, making me feel like a success, as long as it's not hindering another. Being comfortable with who I am. I feel good about me. Loving on me. That is all good. And the last one, yet it isn't the last one on this list, but it's not the least. Okay, there's still more, but like I said, I'm just touching on the surface. Enjoying the joys of life. Now let's touch on some things about that, because as long as we do good and it makes us feel good, it's all right. It's all right. But what we don't realize, in certain situations, you whatever makes you feel good, that's good, but you don't even realize that you could be a prey. Always focusing on the good. It's not to say that darn well we're not supposed to focus on the bad. Well, I'm gonna get to that. So, goal-oriented. There's a side of that is, lazy. As long as you're not bringing harm to anyone else, it's still, if you're not really working on any goals, and even if you are working on any goals, it doesn't necessarily mean those goals won't hinder somebody else. You don't know if you trying to reach your goals may be a negative effect on somebody else. Not seeing the predators, basically, is what I said. If you're being not realizing how you can set yourself up as a prey to those predators. Mishaps of only focusing on the light side. Okay? And Not acknowledging in the joys of life. This is not really in comparison, but I'm just trying to give a list of things that can probably hinder you when focusing just on the light side or the good side of you. Not acknowledging at being honest with self, not being able to acknowledge your truth and when you need to work on yourself. Because sometimes trying to focus on all these good things, too much of anything isn't good. Okay? So now we're going to explore the dark side. And we're going to explore some great benefits first about the dark side. I know you was like, Anita, what's some good sides about the dark side? Let's explore, okay? We're exploring. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to ever acknowledge it. But let's just explore it for a minute, okay? So it can come as protection. And I'm going to get more into detail about it. Acknowledging it within yourself and basically embracing that dark side. Like I said, we're going to get into it. Y'all don't let me point. Okay, we're going to get into it further about what I'm talking about. Being able to be cautious. And lastly, understanding the boundaries of your dark side. Here are some hindering points to that. All right, so we have predatory behavior, blame, guilt, doubt, and that's just a few on the list. So let's get into it. Let's get more into it. Let's discuss this a little bit more, but I'm not going to go too deep into it. Just as long as you see the surface of where I'm getting at. I want you to reflect more on it to make it make sense to you and compare your own list from within yourself. So when I speak on, there can be some hindering points to just focusing on all good and all good and all good, is not being able to acknowledge the shadow side and how that can benefit you by not recognizing the shadow side within yourself. Because we're not all good. Like I said, we have picked up some influences and beliefs that really goes against our spiritual, and when I say spiritual, I'm not talking about religious beliefs. I'm not talking about beliefs, your spiritual beliefs. I'm talking about that part of you that wants to break out of and feel free to be yourself. So I may mention it as spiritual, or maybe I should say your authentic self. So acknowledging the fact that with your light side and having some kind of understanding about your dark side, then if you can embrace that dark side of you, you will be able to work on some of those beliefs and influences that you were brought up with and recognize how it makes you feel, And sometimes we don't recognize it until we hear about it. Like right now. So you may not have thought about it in that light. Okay? Now we're shining the light on the dark. So when I say examining your dark side, embracing your dark side can bring protection. Sometimes we have to make mistakes in life. We have to mess up. Sometimes we have to do some wrong and be chastised. Or, and let me just say this, in that, and being chastised or disciplined for it, it may not take someone else to come along and discipline us. It may take us getting hurt emotionally, mentally, or physically before we realize that's not for us. It's just like that old saying, when mama tell you don't touch the hot stove, and you've never touched the hot stove before, the psychological parts in our mind thinks in reverse. She told us no, but we're gonna try it anyway. And you go and touch the hot stove and realize it's hot. So, of course, religion and all these belief systems created by man or woman has got us in a confused state to the point of dysfunction, because we're being controlled and told what we can and can't do. Subliminally, we're being told this through religion, through the media, and other influences in our environment. We have become very opinionated and judgmental of what other people are doing, finding ourselves being compared to others and comparing ourselves to others. Another benefit of being able of our dark side is to be able to acknowledge it within ourselves and embrace it within ourselves. To acknowledge, yeah, these are some flaws within me that I just really can't change. But it has taught me and helped me to recognize it within another as red flags, things that doesn't satisfy my needs. And notice I'm saying it, I'm not saying that the masses needs, because we are different. Each individual is different. So the laws and scriptures of our soul is different from another. And to base it on one concept, whether it be Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Mohammedanism, Confucianism, whatever those belief system is, it actually restricts us from being able to be free to explore and examine certain rules of thoughts and some experiences. As survivalists, who we are originally, before the building of certain societies with their rules and regulations, we base our lives on our experiences and what we learn from it. We never, before all of these rules came about, we had rules of our own. And we still do, we just don't acknowledge it. We're being restricted to be free within ourselves so that we can be controlled. With this type of influence and growing up with this type of influence, you wonder why people turn out to be narcissists or grow up and attract those type of energies. Because within our own society, our governments, teachers, what they consider authority figures, like your those who uphold the law, or whatever you may consider your authority that runs your law system, has put us in the mindset of getting caught up in these trendy ways of placing these characteristics on us that's really not us. It has become trendy to be offensive to people. It has become trendy to not care no more. about the next person, not realizing that what you put on another, it comes back, whether it's light or dark. So also, our shadow side teaches us to be cautious. It teaches us to set up boundaries. We're able to know when we're being prey to our predators, who's trying to manipulate us. And just like there is a bad side of manipulation, there's a good side of manipulation. So we don't rule that out, because sometimes the good manipulation comes in when there's someone who's doing damage to themselves, and we try to come in to help, to give guidance, if not help, because some people refuse to help. So there's some good manipulation out there that will help guide you to get on the right track for yourself, not for the masses, when you're trying to work on you. So the purpose of the dark side, this is what I'm talking about. This is the purpose of your dark side. It protects you from those who actually intentionally use the dark side as a control mechanism to do harm and damage to whatever part of your lives, be it spiritual, mental, emotional, or physical. And it is up to us to have certain experiences with those type of minded people to be able to see the red flags. Our dark side is our protector. But also realize you have a dark side because you may have parents who operate in the dark, and you do pick up some of those characteristics. But as long as you can embrace that dark side and not use it for evil manipulation, but also heal it within yourself, but allow yourself to utilize that to set up boundaries so that you're no longer manipulated in a negative manner. Okay? This is why I say, if you utilize will helps you to get through things easily and peacefully, utilizing your light side or your good side. And it protects you from those and situations that can do harm to you, that you can easily avoid just by having the experience and being disciplined, being hurt. Because dark is good, especially pain is good when it teaches you not to go back towards that again because it was painful. So we are those type of people who care about what others think of us, and not realizing this type of mindset can also attract people with narcissistic tendencies or behaviors. We're being taught to look outside of ourselves. This is one of the things that narcissists set up situations or environments where you always look towards other people, become more codependent on other people. If not codependent, be more independent and make it feel like there is no teamwork in situations as well. So there's a positive and negative. Sometimes it's okay to be independent, and sometimes it's okay to be codependent. But codependent in a way where it's teamwork, where it's sharing, caring, learning lessons, and growing and evolving. Being independent in a sense where you can still stand on your own in times of survival needs. And those survival needs doesn't necessarily have to be something always dangerous to your life. It could just be in certain situations when you have to start all over again. Financial situations, or just situations where it's drama, how to escape the dramas. Being able to utilize that type of mindset to be able to escape things, and not necessarily escape, but remove yourself from these situations that doesn't suit you, because it's all about you to you, just like it's all about me to me. And if you think that's selfish, at what point do you think when we're supposed to think about ourselves? So before I can take the thorn out of your side, I need to know how to take the thorn out of my side first. So I have to consider myself first, even before my children, because I can't help my child if I'm not right. If I'm off on the sideline, hurt, on the ground, how can I help another, no matter how close they are to me? So we need to brainwash ourselves with some soap and water, some disinfectant, rid ourselves of the toxicity of looking outside ourselves for help. What's outside of us reflect what's going on within us, for the most part. So if you are the type of person who's constantly seeking outside of themselves help and not realize the help is at the end of your arms, the help is in here, remembering experiences that you had, utilizing your emotions and feelings and how it felt, remembering certain feelings, how things made you feel, and analyzing that with your logic to make it make sense for you, for me. So we're put in situations on purpose because our life path, everyone's life path here is about learning, loving. And if it's not about that, then you are the teachers of the dark side. You're the masters of the dark side. So for my survival, my protection, and to move with caution, then I need to master the dark side so I can recognize the trickery and foolery that comes with that side, because it all exists within us. And if it doesn't exist, you may come in contact with it. And when you come in contact with it, for some people, it can be traumatizing, it can be triggering. But we have to face it so that we don't have to experience that pain and hurt and suffering the next time once we've healed from it. So we got to get out of this blame game, blaming the other person for doing it to me. Stop being the victim, because the victim is always the one who's getting messed over, who's getting hurt. So if you always see yourself as the victim, they did it, and you do nothing to allow that to happen, realize you are allowing these things to take place. So at some point, take responsibility. Oh, he's doing me like this, she's doing me like that. Well, why are you still involved in that drama to say someone is doing something to you? You can always remove yourself. There's a such thing as a yes and a no. You can go yes and allow it, and no and stop it. That's why I say the dark side is good when you can have boundaries and you recognize those dark sides. So We have to learn to channel our light and dark side and direct it in our life in a way where we can live a balanced life from within and tap in to our authenticity. Because light and dark is a part of our true selves. We were given will. We was given energies and frequencies where we can go to the right or to the left. We can go up and we can come back down. We can do good, we can do bad. We can feel the negative energies coming at us. We can block it with the positive. But just remember, too much of anything isn't good. And you have to experience that to know. I'm just bringing you this message ahead of time, if you get it ahead of time, to be able to reflect on this type of information and utilize it in your life. It's okay to be free. It's okay to not allow people to make you feel guilty for your success. And don't allow people to make you doubt yourself if you think it's good for you. You gotta always put you first, because you cannot operate in balancement if you got someone in one of your ears telling you what you can and can't do, especially if you're an adult. But if you allow that in your ear, let it be good manipulation to help you on your path. Because just again, you got to remember, just like there's bad manipulation, there's good manipulation. Manipulation is manipulation. It's what you decide to take in to evolve. You're going to either evolve higher or you're going to be drained by it. All right, this has been AnitaYarbrough. Yes, remember, I'm not here to make you think like me. I just want you to think. Think for yourself. Know yourself. And in knowing yourself, that's when you tap into the God within. You're not looking out, trying to find yourself. So when you go looking for self at the end of that path or your journey, you will see the mirror. All you need to do is walk up to the mirror and look into it, and you will find yourself. All right, y'all take care. Peace, stay blessed, and may we all prosper and have our own success. Someone told me about the word success company. It's kind of related to the word succubus. But if you're sucking on your own bus, then maybe you can see that word as good. But who knows? It's a positive and a negative, everything. It depends on your perspective. It depends on how you see it and how you view it and how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel good, move forward. If it makes you feel bad, step back and examine it, analyze it. And if it's not for you, take the next road. Take the high road. All right, take care. Peace. Stay blessed.